Hello dear students, welcome to Sri Chaitanya Academy. I am Arun Singh, your physics mentor, your physics coach, and I am going to train you for SCORE exam, India's largest educational talent search exam. Dear students, today we will discuss a very fundamental, very important topic, units and measurement. Units and measurement बहुत बेसिक, बहुत फंडामेंटल टॉपिक है एंड नीट एग्जाम और जेई एग्जाम इसमें आपको क्वेश्चंस इसके मिलते हैं. ठीक है, सो क्या क्या डिस्कस करेंगे? व्हाट वी विल डिस्कस फर्स्ट, यूनिट्स एंड मेजरमेंट इंट्रोडक्शन. वी विल सी what is the importance of units and measurement, in what type of questions we can apply the concepts, and then we will see the basics of units and dimension. We will also solve some important questions. Then we will see error analysis and screw gauge, vernier caliper, and the questions related to all these fundamental basics concept. Then first we will discuss concepts related to dimension, application of the dimensional formula, measurement and error, and some important questions. Dear students, first read this question very carefully. I will teach you all the concepts related to this question, but first you need to read this question very carefully. सबसे पहले इस क्वेश्चन को बहुत अच्छे से बच्चों पढ़िए, प्लीज इस क्वेश्चन को बहुत अच्छे से रीड करिए. इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. What is given in the question? A new unit of length. यहां पर हमने क्या किया है? यूनिट ऑफ लेंथ को चेंज कर दिया है. वी हैव चेंज द यूनिट ऑफ लेंथ. इन अ न्यू यूनिट ऑफ लेंथ वी हैव अ न्यू सिस्टम. वी हैव अ न्यू सिस्टम, एंड इन दिस न्यू सिस्टम व्हाट इज गिवन? स्पीड ऑफ लाइट इन वैक्यूम इज यूनिटी. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. By the way, students, you all very well known that speed of the light in vacuum is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. In SI system, speed of the light is approximately 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second in vacuum. But in this question, what is given? The speed of light in vacuum is unity, because we have changed the unit of length. Okay, so speed of the light in this system, in this new system, speed is 1. Speed is unity. Now what is given, and what question is asking? What is the distance between sun and earth in terms of the new unit of length or new unit of the light if light takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to cover this distance? स्टूडेंट्स बहुत ध्यान से सुनिएगा. सपोज यहां पर कहीं सन है, यहां पर अर्थ है. व्हेन लाइट ट्रेवल्स फ्रॉम सन टू अर्थ, इट टेक्स 8 minutes and 20 seconds to cover this distance, and you need to find the distance between sun and earth by taking speed as unity. Now we all know the distance is equal to speed into time. Very important formula. Everyone should note it. Dear students, what is given? The distance is equal to speed into time. We all know distance is equal to speed into time. Distance क्या होता है बच्चों? Speed into time. तो speed क्या given है बच्चों? 1, and time is 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Now first you need to convert 8 minutes and 20 seconds into seconds. First convert the minute into second, and then add 20 seconds and find total time in seconds. So we know that 8 and minute, 1 minute is 60 seconds plus 20 seconds. Okay, so this is 480 seconds plus 20 seconds is equal to 500 seconds. So we have time 500 seconds. It means light will take 500 seconds from sun to earth. Now put the time 500. So distance will be 500 meter. सो गॉट इट। बिल्कुल सिंपल क्वेश्चन था बच्चों। आपको सिंपल सा एक काम करना है, स्पीड 1 गिवन है, 1 पुट कर दीजिए, टाइम इज 500 सेकेंड। बस यहां पर मेन काम क्या करना है, मिनट को सेकेंड में कन्वर्ट करना है, और 500 मीटर इज द टोटल डिस्टेंस जो कि क्वेश्चन में आपसे पूछा गया है। क्लियर है? सो फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट ये था। नेक्स्ट आगे बढ़ेंगे। Next important concept. First, we have a question. Read the question carefully. Then I will explain all the concepts related to this question. What is given in the problem? In this question, what is given? In this question, we have a force, and force is A sin ct plus B cos dx. A sin ct plus B cos dx is the force given in the problem. And what we have to find? We have to find dimension of A upon B, dimension of C upon D. Then first you need to learn how to solve these type of problems. बच्चों आपको सबसे पहले सीखना होगा इस तरह के क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने की अप्रोच क्या है। ठीक है, तो इसके लिए हमें कुछ छोटे छोटे कॉन्सेप्ट्स देखने पड़ेंगे, वो मैं आपको सबसे पहले एक्सप्लेन करता हूं। ठीक है, चलिए तो जरा समझते हैं इसको कैसे सॉल्व किए जाते हैं ऐसे क्वेश्चंस। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, फर्स्ट वी विल सी सम बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स। लाइक सपोज यू हैव लेंथ, है ना, आपके पास लेंथ है, एंड लेंथ में अगर कोई क्वांटिटी ऐड हो रही है, सपोज x, वी हैव लेंथ एंड दीज टू क्वांटिटीज आर एड इन, है। अगर दोनों क्वांटिटीज ऐड हो रही हैं, दिस वन इज लेंथ, देन जस्ट थिंक व्हाट इज x। सोचो, थोड़ा सा सोचो, व्हाट इज x। लेंथ में अगर कुछ भी ऐड हो रहा है तो वो भी लेंथ होगा। द क्वांटिटीज हैव सेम डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला, कैन एडेड टुगेदर। If you have two quantities and they have same dimensional formula, then you can add these two. Clear? दो quantities हैं, दोनों के same dimensional formula है, आप उन्हें add कर सकते हो। It means if we have length, then another quantity जो कि आप इसमें add कर रहे हो, वो भी क्या होनी चाहिए, length होनी चाहिए। यानी कि length में length add कर सकते हो। Similarly, मास के साथ ऐड कर सकते हो, है। इफ यू हैव मास एंड अदर क्वांटिटी जो कि इसमें ऐड कर रहे हैं वो भी मास होनी चाहिए। सिमिलरली टाइम के साथ ऐड हो सकता है ना, इस तरीके से। तो एक तो ये फंडामेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट है बच्चों कि इफ यू हैव टू क्वांटिटीज एंड दे हैव सेम डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला, देन ओनली दे कैन ऐड टुगेदर और सब्ट्रैक्ट टुगेदर। अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, साइन, आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ साइन। साइन के अंदर कुछ भी लिखा है, ठीक है, साइन के अंदर यहां पर कुछ भी लिखा है, कुछ भी लिखा है, वो क्या होना चाहिए, डायमेंशनलेस। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट। साइन के अंदर कुछ भी लिखा है, आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ साइन इज डायमेंशनलेस। कॉस के अंदर कुछ लिखा है, इट मस्ट बी डायमेंशनलेस, इट शुड बी डायमेंशनलेस। तो आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ साइन, आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ कॉस, ये क्या होने चाहिए, डायमेंशनलेस। इनकी कोई डायमेंशन नहीं होगी। जैसे आपको पता है लेंथ की बात करें तो लेंथ का डायमेंशन होता है l, टाइम, डायमेंशन ऑफ टाइम इज t, डायमेंशन ऑफ करंट इज a, डायमेंशन ऑफ मास इज m। बट साइन के अंदर अगर कुछ आ रहा है, कॉस के अंदर कुछ है, आर्ग्यूमेंट है, तो वो क्या होना चाहिए, डायमेंशन लेस होना चाहिए। नाउ वन मोर इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, इफ वी हैव लॉग, ln x मींस log x बेस e, है ना। लॉग के अंदर कुछ अगर लिखा है, सो x इट शुड बी डायमेंशनलेस। लॉग के अंदर अगर कुछ लिखा है तो वो भी क्या होना चाहिए बच्चों, डायमेंशनलेस होना चाहिए। छोटी छोटी क्वांटिटीज है, समझो। साइन के अंदर कुछ है, डायमेंशनलेस। कॉस के अंदर कुछ भी लिखा है, डायमेंशनलेस। लॉग के अंदर कुछ भी लिखा है, डायमेंशनलेस। सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, साइन, कॉस, लॉग, टेन, सेक, कोसेक, कि जो आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होंगे वो डायमेंशनलेस होने चाहिए। क्लियर है? सो इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट। So if we have two quantities and we are adding these two quantities, then they must have same dimensional formula. Subtract कर रहे हैं same dimensional formula, add कर रहे हैं same dimensional formula, sin के अंदर, cos के अंदर, log के अंदर कुछ भी लिख रहे हैं dimensionless. One more important thing, suppose A is equal to B plus C. We have A is equal to B plus C. So we have A, we have B, we have C. B and C यहां पर ऐड हो रहे हैं. We are adding B and C and we are getting A. So what is important? B and C must have same dimensional formula. If B is length, then C will also be length, and length plus length must be equal to length. Length plus length must be equal to length. If this quantity is length, this quantity is length, then A must be length. So I think बहुत बढ़िया से क्लियर हो गया होगा. अब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे. ये यहां से रफ करते हैं, क्वेश्चन पर चलते हैं. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. नाउ फर्स्ट, what is given? We have force. Force is equal to A sin ct plus B cos dx. Clear? Now you need to find dimension of A upon B. A upon B. Just think, if dimension of sin ct, if dimension of sin ct is to be found, then what will be the dimension of sin ct? We all know sin is dimensionless, cos is dimensionless, argument of sin and cos dimensionless. So this sin is dimensionless. So dimensionally it is 0. Dimensionally it is 0. Cos is also dimensionless. Cos is also dimensionless. Sin is dimensionless. Why sin is dimensionless? We all know sin theta is equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So if it is perpendicular by hypotenuse, perpendicular is length, hypotenuse length, length upon length, dimensionless. Clear? So length upon length, dimensionless. Now sin is dimensionless, cos is dimensionless. So अगर हम डायमेंशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचे, इफ वी लुक दिस इक्वेशन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डायमेंशन ओनली, देन व्हाट वी हैव, f इज इक्वल टू a प्लस b, बिकॉज sin ct इज डायमेंशनलेस, cos ct इज डायमेंशनलेस, सो फोर्स इज इक्वल टू a प्लस b. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव, इफ दिस क्वांटिटी इज फोर्स, देन a must be force, b must be force, and force plus force must be force. If you add force with the force, you will get force. Force में force add करोगे, force मिलेगा. So A is force, B is force. Now tell me one thing, what is A by B? So A is force, B is force, force upon force is dimensionless, dimensionless, dimensionless. A by B is dimensionless. So dimensionless means m0, l0, t0. Dimensionless m0, l0, t0. So we have third option where A by B is given as m0, l0, t0, and all other three options have some dimension of A by B, like mlt minus 2, mlt minus 2, m0, l1, t minus 1. But in third option we have m0, l0, t0. So A by B is dimensionless, m0, l0, t0. Now second thing is C by D. Dear students, बहुत ध्यान से please listen me carefully. C by D, C by D, C by D, C by D. Now we have sin ct, and I told you the argument of sin is dimensionless. Argument of sin is dimensionless. Now I can say one thing, if this is t, if this is t, then C must be T minus 1. Because if you multiply T minus 1 with T, you will get T0. ओके, सो अगर आप T minus 1 को T से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे आपको T पार 0 मिलेगा, यानी कि डायमेंशन लेस हो जाएगा. तो साइन के अंदर CT आ रहा है, CT मस्ट बी डायमेंशन लेस. सो व्हाट वी हैव द डायमेंशन ऑफ C. C is having the dimension of T minus 1. Now cos of dx, cos of dx, cos of dx. Now what is important, how you can find the dimension of D is very simple. X is length, x is length, x is length. So x, dimensional formula of x is length, L. So D must be L minus 1 to make this argument dimensionless. Okay, so D is L minus 1. Now what we have to find? C by D. So C is T minus 1 divided by D. D is L minus 1. So L in numerator, bring the L in numerator, L1 T minus 1, L1 T minus 1. So you can also write M0 here. So M0 L1 T minus 1, M0 L1 T minus 1. Third option is correct. Third option is correct. I hope each and every concept what I explained is very much cleared. बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर हो गया होगा एक एक चीज. ठीक है, चलिए we have few more questions to practice all the concepts. So clear this. Now move towards the next question. Very fundamental, very important question. Dear students, first read this question carefully and then we will see what is the way, what is the correct method to solve these type of questions. What is given in the question, and which of the following sets cannot be entered into the list of the fundamental quantities? Fundamental quantities के list में नहीं आ सकते. You should think what is given in the problem. What is given in the problem? Cannot enter. Which of the following set cannot enter into the list of the fundamental quantities? Now first we need to learn what are the fundamental quantities and what is the basic criteria to define a fundamental quantity. To be a fundamental quantity, what are the basic criteria? So first what you need to learn a very basic and fundamental concept. Dear students, if a quantity, if two or more quantities are fundamental, then they must independent of each other. अगर दो या दो से ज्यादा quantities आपके पास है and they are fundamental, then they must independent of each other. मतलब वो एक दूसरे पर डिपेंड नहीं करने चाहिए. मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करता हूं कैसे. Suppose we have length, we have mass, we have time, we have electric current, and these four and other quantities also we have fundamental quantities. अभी केवल 4 quantities लेते हैं, है ना बच्चों. length, mass, time and electric current, all 4 quantities are fundamental. Now what is the basic criteria to be a fundamental quantity? Dear students, you cannot write length, you cannot express the length in terms of these 3 quantities. If I ask one very basic question, can you express the length in terms of mass, time and electric current? Then answer is no. सिंपल सी बात है. लेंथ को मास, टाइम और इलेक्ट्रिक करंट के टर्म्स में लिख सकते हो क्या? जस्ट थिंक. You cannot express length in terms of mass, time and electric current. So we can say length is fundamental. You cannot express mass in terms of length, time and electric current. आप मास को भी लेंथ टाइम इलेक्ट्रिक करंट में नहीं लिख सकते। आप इनमें से किसी भी क्वांटिटी को अदर फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटीज में नहीं एक्सप्रेस कर सकते। दैट्स व्हाई ऑल दीज क्वांटिटीज आर फंडामेंटल। It means if we have quantity A, we have quantity B, we have quantity C, we have quantity D, any one of the quantity cannot be expressed in terms of other quantities, then all these quantities will be we call it fundamental. Okay, आप किसी भी एक क्वांटिटी को बाकी क्वांटिटीज के टर्म्स में एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकते, तभी हम बोलते हैं कि वो क्या है, फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटीज हैं। ओके, so now we have this question. First try this question by your own, then we will solve. Dear students, what is given in this problem? The question is which of the following sets cannot enter into the list of the fundamental quantities in any system of units? Okay, we all know to be a fundamental quantity, what is the necessary condition? Any one quantity cannot be expressed completely into in terms of other quantities. So what we have, first quantity is length, mass and velocity. First set is length, mass and velocity. So think, can you write velocity in terms of length and mass? No, velocity is length per unit time. We have length, mass and velocity. Any one quantity, any one of these three cannot be expressed in terms of the other. Suppose if you try to write the velocity, so we all know velocity is length divided by time. We have length, but we do not have time. So these three can enter into the set of the fundamental quantity, but we need to find cannot enter. Second is length, time and velocity. Now very important part, dear students, velocity is length upon time. Just think, velocity को आप length और time का यूज करके लिख रहे हो, velocity को length और time का यूज करके लिख पा रहे हो। If any quantity can be expressed in terms of other quantities, then this quantity cannot be fundamental. So this is your answer, second option. Just think, you have length, time and velocity is length upon time. So velocity can express in terms of other two quantities. So velocity, length and time all together cannot enter into the set of the fundamental quantity. Okay, next one is mass, time, velocity and length, time, all these are independent, but जो second option है बच्चों, वो आपका यहाँ पर correct answer होगा। Okay, clear? Now move towards the next question, then I will explain, I will teach you the some basic concepts. Now we have a very fundamental and very important question. Dear students, what we have y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Okay, represent the variation of the distance of the particle with time. Which of the following is not meaningful? मतलब क्या नहीं कर सकते हो? What you cannot write is not meaningful. So not meaningful, we will check one by one option. First you need to find the dimension of each and every quantity जो भी यहाँ लिखी हुई है। ठीक है, तो चलो बच्चों देखते हैं। y यहाँ पर डिस्टेंस है, डिस्टेंस इज l. a is also distance is l, because we all know sin omega t minus kx is dimensionless. If it is dimensionless, then y and a must be of same dimension. Okay, so y is length, a is length, and now what we have omega t. Omega t is dimensionless, kx is also dimensionless. Now if this term represent t, time, then omega must be t minus 1, and similarly we can write the dimension of k. Dear students, x का जो dimension है वो l है, तो इसका dimension l minus 1 हो जाएगा। Okay, so Now we have dimension of all the quantities which are given in the problem. Now we need to check one by one option. Okay, so first is y by a plus omega. Now put the dimension of each and every quantity. Y is length, okay, a is also length, but omega is t minus 1. Now think, this is dimensionless, this is dimensionless, cancel, this is dimensionless, and this is t minus 1, time minus 1. So you cannot add dimensionless quantity with time. You cannot add dimensionless and time or time minus 1. One quantity is dimensionless, another quantity have some dimension. You cannot add these two, because we all know if you want to add two quantities, they must have same dimensional formula. Okay, so this is not meaningful. This is not meaningful. Now check second option. What we have in second option? Y divided by omega plus at divided by kx. Now y is length, okay, omega is t minus 1 plus at, a is length, t is time, and what is kx is dimensionless. So you need to write nothing here, or you can write 1 because kx is dimensionless. Now if you bring t minus 1 in numerator, you will get lt plus lt. We don't have any problem here, because lt length into time plus length into time, these two quantities can be added together, because these two have same dimensional formula. Okay, so this is meaningful, and what question is asking, not meaningful. So this is not your answer. A minus kx. Now a is length, kx is dimensionless, so length and dimensionless cannot be subtracted, so this is not meaningful. And next a plus omega by k. Dear students, a क्या है? Length है यहाँ पर. Omega का dimension formula you all know, this is t minus 1. And what is k? K is L minus 1. Now these two quantities can be clearly seen. We can clearly see these two have different dimensional formula. So again, this option is not meaningful. Okay, so move towards the next question. What we have? Another very important question. Dear students, first try to solve this question. We have alpha is equal to f divided by v square sine beta. V is velocity, f is force, t is time. Find the dimensional formula of alpha and beta. Dear students, just tell me the dimension of beta. Very simple. This is t, so this should be t minus 1 to make this beta t dimensionless. Okay, this is t, this should be t minus 1 to make this dimensionless. Okay, so beta t minus 1. Now this is t minus 1, t minus 1, t minus 1, so B option is incorrect. Now you have to find the dimension of alpha. Just think, this sine beta t is dimensionless. We all know sine beta t is dimensionless. If it is dimensionless, then dimensionally, if you look this equation, we can write alpha is equal to f by v square, because dimensionally this have no dimension. Sine beta t have no dimension, so dimensionally alpha is equal to beta by v square. Now what is the dimension of force? Mass into acceleration. Mass is m, acceleration length divided by time square, and velocity L2 t minus 2. Now what we have? m L minus 1 and t0. m L minus 1 t0. So this option is incorrect. m L minus 1 ये भी गलत है. m L minus 1 t0 correct है. So D option is correct. I think आपको बहुत बढ़िया क्लियर हो गया होगा ये सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स कैसे यूज करने हैं डायमेंशंस के. क्लियर है बच्चों? ऑल क्लियर? सो मूव टुवर्ड द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. नाउ दिस क्वेश्चन आप खुद से सॉल्व करें. ट्राई बाय योर ओन. सिंपल क्वेश्चन. Now, dear students, we are going to discuss some basic concepts of vernier caliper. Vernier caliper, screw gauge, very important instruments to measure a small length. Okay, so first we will discuss the basic concept, then we will solve this question. Dear students, what is vernier caliper? A vernier caliper is an instrument which have two scales. One is main scale and another is vernier scale. Now this is the main scale, this is the main scale, okay, and this is the main scale, and what we have other scale is vernier scale. This is vernier scale, okay. Dear students, what is the basic concept behind the measurement of length by using vernier caliper? क्या कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करते हैं इसके अंदर, ठीक है, देखिए. Dear students, there is a term we call it least count. What is least count? Minimum count. Least means minimum. What is the least count? So first you need to understand the concept of least count. Like suppose we have a scale. Suppose we have a scale and we have a mark on this scale. Like this is 0, first mark, second mark, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, and this is 10th. Dear students, normally in the scale we have this length as 1 centimeter. Okay, this length is 1 centimeter and this 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. ये जो 1 centimeter की लंबाई आपको दिखाई दे रही है, इसको हम 10 equal part में divide करते हैं. So 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. Suppose if we want to measure minimum possible length, then what will be? Then what it will be? This is one mark and this is another mark, consecutive mark. Dear students, the minimum distance which can be measured by using this scale is 1 centimeter divided by 10, because this is 1 centimeter and this 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. Now one part is 1 centimeter divided by 10, or we can write it as 0.1 centimeter or 1 mm. Okay, so least count is the minimum distance that can be measured by using this particular instrument is 1 mm. You cannot measure the length which is less than 1 mm by using this instrument. Why? Suppose you have a rod, suppose you have a rod of length this. Suppose you have this rod and you want to measure its length, but you cannot measure by using this instrument, because इस particular length के corresponding we have no mark. We have no mark corresponding to this length. We have one mark here, and we have a next mark here. But in between these two marks, we don't have any mark on the scale. So we cannot measure the length less than 1 mm here. So 1 mm is the least count. Now, what is the vernier caliper basics? Dear students, you have main scale, you have vernier scale. Here when we talk about the main scale, तो main scale में बच्चों मार्क इस तरीके से 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Similarly, we have vernier scale and we have mark on vernier scale also. And if we draw, generally vernier scale mark is or vernier scale division is less than main scale division, but it is not necessary condition. Vernier scale division can be greater than main scale division. Okay, मतलब vernier scale का division main scale से greater हो सकता है, ठीक है. Okay, but here we are assuming that vernier scale division is less than main scale division. So dear students, we have one vernier scale division here, second vernier scale division here, third vernier scale division here. So we have vernier scale division on vernier scale, and here we have 10th vernier scale division here, and which coincide with the 9th main scale division. What is given in the question? Question में क्या given है? 10 vernier scale divisions are equivalent to 9 main scale divisions. Suppose this condition is given in the question. 10 vernier scale divisions are exactly matched with 9 main scale division. So if this information is given and you need to find the vernier caliper least count, vernier caliper का least count, okay? So what is the least count of vernier caliper? How we can find it? So dear students, least count of vernier caliper is 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. This formula should be remembered. Just learn this formula and apply. Okay, so what is the least count? Least count of vernier caliper is 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. Dear students, 1 main scale division is 1 MSD minus what we have 1 vernier scale division. So this information is given 10 vernier scale division is equal to 9 main scale division. So from here we can find 1 vernier scale division, 9 divided by 10. So 0.9 main scale division. So 1 vernier scale division is 0.9 main scale division. Now 1 main scale division minus 0.9 main scale division is 0.1 main scale division. And what we have? We have 1 main scale division is 1 mm. So this will be 0.1 mm. Dear students, it is very important to focus here. What is the least count of normal scale or centimeter scale? 1 mm. But what is the least count of vernier caliper? It is 0.1 mm. 0.1 mm. It means 1/10 of 1 mm. It means if you want to measure a length which is less than 1 mm, you can use vernier caliper. You can use vernier caliper. Now student, what is important in this slide? Least count of the vernier caliper is equal to 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. Okay, so just go through all these formulas and we will try to solve some basic and fundamental questions related to vernier caliper. Now dear students, you have a very good problem from vernier caliper. What is given? In vernier caliper, n divisions of vernier scale. Each and every line of question is important, so listen carefully. N divisions of vernier scale, यानी कि n vernier scale divisions coincides with n minus 1 divisions on the main scale. N minus 1 divisions of the main scale. It means n vernier scale divisions coincide with n minus 1 main scale division. This is the first information which is given in the problem. And now, in which length of one division is 1 mm? Dear students, 1 main scale division is 1 mm. What is given? 1 main scale division is 1 mm. बच्चों 1 main scale division क्या है? 1 mm है. Now least count of the instrument. What you need to find? Least count of the instrument. Dear students, first try this question by your own. What is the formula? What is the formula? What is the formula? Least count is 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division is the least count of vernier caliper. Now 1 main scale division is 1 mm. So write this 1 mm. And 1 vernier scale division. Dear students, you can find 1 vernier scale division from this equation. So 1 vernier scale division will be n minus 1 divided by n main scale division. Now 1 main scale division is 1 mm. So what we have? 1 mm minus n minus 1 by n. So solve this carefully. So 1 mm, take common 1 mm, and we have 1 minus n minus 1 divided by n. Now dear students, we have n minus n plus 1 divided by n. So n is cancelled out. We have 1 by n mm. We have 1 by n mm. 1 by n mm. Okay, so this is your answer. 1 by n mm, or 1 mm can be written as 0.1 centimeter. Okay, 0.1 centimeter by n. So C option is correct. C option is correct. Clear? So what is important? Formula, least count का formula. What is the formula of least count of vernier caliper? 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. Okay. Now we have another problem related to vernier caliper. Dear students, what we have, the vernier of a circular scale is divided into 30 division. What we have, vernier of the circular scale divided into 30 division, which coincide with the 29 scale divisions, main scale divisions, है ना? So just try it. What we have vernier scale divisions are 30, and 30 vernier scale divisions coincide with the 29 main scale divisions. So we have 30 vernier scale divisions coincides with the 29 main scale division. Dear students, we have 30 divisions on main scale, 30 divisions on vernier scale, which exactly coincide with the 29 main scale division. Can you find one vernier scale division from this given data? So one vernier scale division will be 29 by 30 main scale division. Dear students, one main scale division is 1 by 2 degree. What is given? 1 by 2 degree. One main scale division is 1 by 2 degree. So one vernier scale division 29 by 30 into 1 by 2 degree. Okay, the least count of the instrument. Dear students, we all know the formula of the least count. We have least count is equal to 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. One main scale division is 1 by 2 degree minus 1 vernier scale division, 29 by 30 into 1 by 2. Take 1 by 2 common, and we have 1 minus 29 by 30. So it will be 1 by 2 into 1 by 30. It will be 1 by 60 degree. Now dear students, if you look the options, all the options are given in minutes. So I will tell you a few things related to degree, minute and second. Dear students, 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. What we have? 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes, or 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. It means 1 degree divided by 60 is equal to 1 minute. If you divide 1 degree into 60 equal parts, then one part will be 1 minute. Okay, so 1 by 60 degree is 1 minute. Okay, so move towards next question. Now we have seen all the basic concepts related to dimensions, unit and measurement. Now we are going to discuss least count of screw gauge. Dear students, a screw gauge is also used to measure the small length. So what we have in screw gauge? Dear students, we have main scale. We have one main scale, and there is a circular scale. We have one main scale. This is main scale, and we have circular scale. In main scale, what we have? Generally 1 centimeter length. In general, 1 centimeter length is divided into 10 equal parts. Okay, so 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. So here, from here you can find one main scale division. One main scale division will be 1 centimeter divided by 10, or 0.1 centimeter. Now what is the basic idea behind the use of screw gauge? Dear student, we have a circular scale here. Circular scale here. We have circular scale, and suppose this is the 0, and we have 100 or 50 marks on circular scale. Suppose we have 0 here, so this is the first circular scale division, second circular scale division, third circular scale division, fourth circular scale division, and this is 99, 98. So all if you count all the marks calibrated in circular scale, these are 100 circular scale divisions. So there are 100 circular scale divisions, and we have main scale. And what is the main basic idea, dear students? If you rotate circular scale by one complete rotation, listen carefully, if you rotate circular scale by one complete rotation, if you rotate the circular scale by one rotation, then there is a screw which moves on this main scale. So when we rotate the circular scale by one rotation, the screw on main scale travels a distance which we call pitch. जैसे ही आप सर्कुलर स्केल को वन रोटेशन पूरा घुमाएंगे, जो स्क्रू है बेटा, वो वन पिच के इक्वल, मतलब पिच के इक्वल मूव करेगा. एंड इन जनरल पिच इज सेम एज मेन स्केल डिवीजन. इन जनरल, if nothing is given, then what you need to consider, pitch is same as main scale division. Okay, so I am repeating my statement again, just listen carefully. If circular scale is rotated by one complete rotation, then the screw will move a distance, and this distance is we call it pitch on main scale. Okay, so what is the least count? Least count of this screw gauge is pitch divided by number of circular scale division. Suppose what we have, suppose there are 100 circular scale division, and when 100 circular scale division, when circular scale is rotated by one complete rotation, it means circular scale rotated by 100 circular scale division. And on rotating 100 circular scale division, the screw move one main scale division, and one main scale division let 0.1 centimeter. 0.1 centimeter is main scale division. Okay, now think, or you call it 1 mm. Okay, 0.1 centimeter or 1 mm, both are same. So बच्चों, अगर आप यहाँ पर देखो, जब आपने इसको 100 सर्कुलर स्केल डिवीजन रोटेट किया तो ये कितना मूव करता है? व्हाट इज द लीनियर डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय द स्क्रू ऑन द मेन स्केल? इट इज 1 mm. नाउ थिंक, इफ यू रोटेट द सर्कुलर स्केल बाय वन डिवीजन ओनली, not 100 circular scale division, only one rotation, only one circular scale division का rotation चाहिए. If you rotate the circular scale by one circular scale division only, not 100, only one circular scale division, then 100 circular scale division implies 1 mm linear distance on main scale. So one circular scale division is 1 by 100 mm, and this is the least distance which you can measure by using screw gauge. Okay, so pitch, this is pitch 1 mm divided by number of circular scale division. This gives you the least count of this screw gauge. Okay, now just try to solve one very beautiful question, very fundamental question. In this question, what we have a screw gauge, 100 parts on circular scale. We have a screw gauge have 100 parts on circular scale. It means number of circular scale divisions are 100. अगर आपसे पूछा जाए सर्कुलर स्केल पर कितने डिवीजन्स हैं, देन आंसर इज 100. आगे क्या पूछा है? वन रोटेशन ऑफ फुल सर्कुलर स्केल, on rotation of a full circular scale division, the screw advances a distance of 1 mm. It means when you rotate the circular scale by one complete rotation, then a screw moves a distance of 1 mm on main scale. Now what you need to find? Least count of the screw gauge. Dear students, screw gauge का least count क्या होता है? Least count is न्यूमिनेटर में हम लिखेंगे pitch और नीचे लिखेंगे बच्चों number of circular scale division. Okay, now what is pitch? Pitch is 1 mm. and number of circular scale divisions are 100. So answer is 0.01 mm. 0.01 mm, or in centimeter you can write it as 0.001 centimeter. So third is the correct answer. Okay dear students, so बेसिक्स फंडामेंटल जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं वो मैं आपको बता रहा हूं और आप एक एक करके सारी चीजें समझते हुए चलें. ओके, सो now we are going to learn few more basic concepts in unit and dimension, and that is significant digits. Very basic and fundamental, how to calculate significant digits in a number or in a measurement given. Okay, so I will teach you some tricks, and on the basis of these tricks you can easily find the number of significant digits. Okay, so अगर आपको significant digit find करना, बहुत basic, बहुत fundamental तरीका मैं आपको बताऊंगा और ऐसी trick बताऊंगा आप बहुत आसानी से calculate कर लोगे. Now first we will write some numbers like 1 4 2 4. We have a number 1424. We have another number 14004. We have another number 1400, and we have one more number 1400. Dear students, look at these all the four numbers. In any of the number, in any of the digit, we don't have any decimal place. We don't have any decimal point, decimal place. So what is the trick to solve to calculate the number of significant digits? This trick is called arrow trick. Arrow trick. What you need to do, throw an arrow from both sides, from left side and from right side. Throw an arrow, and what is the special character of this arrow? Arrow can cross zeros. Arrow can cross zeros, but it cannot cross any non-zero digit. ठीक है, एरो जीरो को डेड कर देगा, खत्म कर देगा, बट वो नॉन जीरो को कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा, वहीं पर वो स्टॉप हो जाएगा. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वुड थ्रो द एरो फ्रॉम लेफ्ट साइड. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, ये एरो यहां पर जाएगा और ये नॉन जीरो डिजिट आ गई तो यहीं पर वो स्टॉप हो जाएगा. इधर से एरो अगर आप थ्रो करते हो यहां पर जाएगा, स्टॉप हो जाएगा. इट मींस 1424 ऑल डिजिट्स आर सिग्निफिकेंट. 1424 ऑल आर सिग्निफिकेंट. ओके, सो वी हैव 4 सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट्स. नाउ रिपीट दिस एरो स्ट्रेटजी, एरो मेथड इन ऑल दिस remaining examples. Dear students, if we throw an arrow from left side, it will go and in front of non-zero digit it will disappear. From here arrow will go and it will hit the non-zero digit and it will disappear. So all these 5 digits are significant. So number of significant digits are 5. Now in this example, left arrow will stop here, but the right arrow will go and it will cross this zero, it will cross this zero, and only 1 and 4 will be the significant digits. So only 2 significant digits are there. In this example, arrow will go destroy this zero, arrow will go destroy this and this zero, but 1 and 4 we have 2 significant digits. So very interesting, very fundamental and very tricky method is, and very easy method. So you can use this method to calculate number of significant digit. But what will happen if we have a digit with significant number? If we have a digit with decimal point. Okay, let us have a digit with decimal place like 14.24, 14.00, 0.041. These are the digits with डेसिमल प्लेस. ओके, तो अगर किसी डिजिट में डेसिमल प्लेस है तो हमारी अप्रोच क्या होगी? बेटा ध्यान रखना, थ्रो द एरो फ्रॉम लेफ्ट साइड ओनली. फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट साइड वी विल थ्रो एन एरो, बट फ्रॉम राइट साइड देयर इज नो एरो. ओके, we will throw arrow from left side only. So यहां से arrow throw करेंगे, उधर से arrow throw नहीं करना है ट्रिक में. तो यहां से arrow जाएगा, नॉन जीरो डिजिट है, डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएगा. 1 2 3 4 सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट्स. Now throw the arrow from the left side. Okay, देखिए बड़ी सिंपल सी बात है. अगर आपके पास डिजिट है जिसमें डेसिमल नहीं है तो उसमें दोनों साइड से एरो, फ्रॉम बोथ साइड यू मस्ट थ्रो द एरो. बट इफ यू हैव अ डिजिट विद डेसिमल प्लेस, थ्रो द एरो फ्रॉम लेफ्ट साइड ओनली. ओके, सो दिस एरो विल गो and hit the non-zero digit and it will disappear. All four are significant digits. But in this example, if you throw the arrow will cross this zero and it will move further and cross this zero also. So we have only two significant digits in this example. Okay, so this is the trick to find significant digits in any given number. So we have a question. Let's solve a question now. Dear students, we have a problem, and what is the question? You need to find a digit with smallest number of significant digit. Smallest number of significant digit. Now this number have decimal, so throw the arrow from left side only. So अगर यहाँ से arrow चलाओगे, then these three zeros will disappear, and we have only three significant digits. Okay. Now in this example, from throw the arrow from left side, and ये कुछ भी नहीं कर पाएगा. All four are significant. Okay, और यहाँ पर बच्चों अगर हम देखें तो यहाँ से अगर हम arrow चलाते हैं तो यहाँ पर भी वो कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. 1 2 3 4 5 significant digits we have, and in this example only 1 2 3 4 significant digits we have. So smallest number of significant digits you can clearly see. 3 significant digits, 4 significant digits, 5 significant digits, and 4 significant digits. Okay, so which option have smallest significant digit? 3. Okay, so this is the way to find number of significant digits in any given example. Okay, dear students, now we are going to learn some basics of calculating the error. बच्चों, एरर कैसे प्रोपगेट करती है, हाउ द एरर प्रोपगेट्स एंड हाउ वी कैन फाइंड द एरर इन एनी गिवन expression. Okay, so first we will learn some basic concepts, like we have x is equal to a plus b. We have x and x is a plus b. Now a is measured by using some instrument, b is also measured by using some instrument, and x is the quantity which depends on a and b. Now if error in a is delta a and error in b is delta b, then what will be the maximum possible error in x? So very basic and very fundamental method. Delta x will be delta a plus delta b. Okay, so if you have a and b two quantities and we are adding these two quantities, so error in a is delta a, error in b is delta b, and add these two error to get maximum possible error in x. Now if we have a minus b, if we have x is equal to a minus b, now what is the method to calculate maximum possible error? Dear students, delta x is delta a minus delta b, but what you need to think, error in a can be plus minus mod of delta a, error in b can be plus minus mod of delta b. So use or choose the sign accordingly, choose the sign in such a way that you can get the maximum error. Okay, you can get the maximum error. So if we select positive sign from here and negative sign from here, then error in x will be mod of delta a plus mod of delta b, because minus into minus will get plus. Okay, so what we have, error in x है ना, maximum error in x क्या होगा, a में error plus b में error. Okay, so if we have a plus b or a minus b, error in both the case we can add. Okay, we can add these two errors to get maximum possible error. Now if you have x is equal to a par m, b par n, and c par p, सपोज इस तरह से आपको कुछ गिवन है बच्चों, यहां पर x में एरर कैसे फाइंड करोगे, व्हाट इज द वे? सो इट्स वेरी सिंपल, यूज डेल्टा x बाय x. ओके, डेल्टा x is the error, x is the or actual value, so error upon actual value is the fractional error. Okay, so fractional error is what is the way to write? Use this power, write this power and delta a by a, then n delta b by b and then p delta c by c, है ना? ये मेथड होगा बच्चों अगर आपको मैक्सिमम एरर फाइंड करना है. ओके, सो x में जो मैक्सिमम फ्रैक्शनल एरर हो सकती है वो क्या होगी? पावर with mod m. Why we are using mod? To get a maximum possible error such that these three quantities can add. Okay, so to add these three quantities we will use mod, so we can easily get the maximum possible error. Okay, we will get the maximum possible error from this method. So we have a question. First look the question carefully. Dear students, what we have in the question, in the experiment we have a, b, c and we have three quantities a, b, c. A, b and c are the quantities जो कि हम मेजर कर रहे हैं, एंड जो x यहाँ पर आपको गिवन है वो ये है. सो फर्स्ट राइट द फॉर्मूला which is given in the problem. X is equal to a into b square by c cube. And what you need to solve, what you need to find? Maximum percentage error. Now what is the percentage error? And delta x divided by, first you need to find delta x by x. Okay, so a की जो पावर यहाँ पर है वो 1 है, so it will be delta a by a. b की जो पावर है वो आपको 2 मिल रही, 2 डेल्टा b by b, और जो c की पावर है वो 3 है, तो it will be 3 डेल्टा c by c. Now to get maximum error, all these three quantities must added together. Okay, now what we have to find? Percentage error. So multiply this by 100, multiply this by 100, multiply this by 100, multiply this by 100. So multiply 100 on both sides, you will get maximum percentage error in x. So what we have, percentage error in a is 1%. So this quantity is 1%. So 1% plus 2 into delta b by b into 100, it is 3%, and then delta c by c, so 3 into percentage error in c is 2%, so this is 2%, so 1 plus 6 plus 6, we have maximum error as 13%. So 13% is the maximum possible error that we can get from this example. Okay, dear students, we have another problem related to error analysis. Okay, so what is given in the problem? The period of oscillation of the simple pendulum is t is equal to 2 pi root L upon G. Now we have t is equal to 2 pi square root of L upon G. Dear students, we have to find the percentage error in G. So first try to write the formula for G. So here just squaring both sides, t square is equal to 4 pi square L upon G, and G will be 4 pi square L divided by t square. Okay, now we have G proportional to length, inversely proportional to t square. So dear students, to get maximum error in G, we can write L power 1, so it will be 1 delta L by L plus 2 delta t by t. To get maximum error in G, हम इस तरह से लिख सकते हैं. Okay, now length is 10 centimeter. Okay, length is 10 centimeter, length is 10 centimeter, and length में जो error है बच्चों वो 1 mm की है, तो length में error 1 mm की है, यानी कि 0.1 centimeter तो length में error हो गई. Now time period is 0.5 second. Dear students, time period is 0.5 second, and 100 oscillations का जो टाइम है उसमें 1 सेकेंड की एरर आ सकती है. तो बच्चों अगर 100 ऑसिलेशन में 1 सेकेंड की एरर है, इन 100 ऑसिलेशन एरर इज 1 सेकेंड, सो इन 1 ऑसिलेशन एरर विल बी 1 by 100. Okay, now what we have to find? Percentage error. So multiply this by 100. Okay, so what we have, 0.1 divided by 10 into 100 to get percentage error. We will multiply this expression by 100, and 2 here we have 1 by 0.5 into 100 and multiply this by 100 to get percentage error. Okay, so 100 कैंसिल हो गया यहाँ पर, एंड ये पूरा कैंसिल होके 1 हो जाएगा, तो 1 यहाँ पर आ जाएगा डियर स्टूडेंट्स, और यहाँ पर आ जाएगा 4%. ओके, तो परसेंटेज एरर इन जी विल बी 5%. सो करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज सेकेंड ऑप्शन. ओके बच्चों, सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, चैप्टर हम लोगों ने कंप्लीट कर लिया है. इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स मैंने आपको एक एक करके सारे एक्सप्लेन कर दिए हैं. अब मैं आपको थोड़ा सा स्कोर के बारे में बता देता हूं बच्चों, स्कोर के बारे में. ठीक है, स्कोर इंडियाज लार्जेस्ट टैलेंट सर्च एग्जाम जो कि श्री चैतन्य करवा रहा है. ठीक है बच्चों, दिस इज द एग्जाम जहां से आप अपने नीट एंड जेई की जर्नी पूरी कर सकते हैं. If you want to crack NEET exam with very good score, if you want to crack your JEE exam with very good score, so this is the first step जहां से आपको enter करना है score 2026. Okay, so first अगर हम देखें यहाँ पर तो कैश रिवॉर्ड्स क्या हैं. ठीक है, उसके बाद स्कॉलरशिप कितने 100% तक की स्कॉलरशिप आपको यहाँ पर मिलेगी. ठीक है, नासा एजुकेशनल ट्रिप आपको यहाँ पर मिल सकती है, बहुत सारे प्रीमियम चीजें आपको यहाँ पर मिल सकती हैं. लेकिन ये सारी चीजें भी हैं, और इसके साथ साथ बच्चों आपको एक बढ़िया एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है जिससे आप ये एग्जाम क्लियर करिए. एग्जाम क्लियर करके आप अपनी जेई नीट की पढ़ाई को शानदार कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो इसको रजिस्टर बच्चों कैसे करना है, हाउ टू रजिस्टर, दीज आर द 4 स्टेप्स. First, you need to start registration, then verify and fill all the details here, and you need to pay 150 to complete this, and now you will have to attempt your test. Okay, score test. Dear students, this is the date for the examination. So all the details are given, you can see here. So you need to register in the score exam. Like, comment, share, subscribe. So thank you बच्चों, आपने ये लेक्चर बहुत अच्छे से देख लिया होगा. आप इन सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स पे काम करिए और डू मोर एंड मोर क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस. ओके, थैंक यू.